Monitor the weather. The weather in the zone isn't just cosmetic, it impacts your survival. The storms and radiation spikes can make exploring the zone extremely dangerous. Whenever you see a storm coming, it may be a good idea to take shelter. And if you see that sky turn red, you better take shelter, and as fast as possible. A red storm indicates that an emission is coming. Emissions are anomalous storms that release a burst of excessive energy in the zone, and if it hits you, it'll basically kill you. Even the NPCs will run inside when one of these storms are coming. Now, as you're exploring, loot everything. Always check fallen enemies in abandoned areas for supplies. You often find ammo, weapons, and even some different types of armor. But just be cautious, because while you're looting, some of those spots are really good for ambushes. Stalker 2 is a dark and gritty game, and your vision may not be the best in certain parts of the world. Let audio be your guide. The zone is alive with sound, and your survival often depends on listening closely. Listen to the audio cues like enemy movements, anomalies, and of course your Geiger counter, because those sounds can alert you to danger before they appear. And those anomalies, they'll definitely sneak up on you if you're just running blindly throughout the map. And since we're talking about anomalies, it's very important that you know your anomalies. There are over 10 different anomalies that you can come across, and knowing each one and what each one does is essential to avoiding them. Use your anomaly detector and throw bolts to navigate through different areas that you may think an anomaly may be present. The detector emits audio signals that increase intensity as you get closer to the anomaly, and the bolts, they'll trigger the anomalies, revealing their exact location so you can plan your route and pass by. Here are just a few of the anomalies that you need to be aware of. The vortex in the wind tornado. This can be identified by swirling leaves in the air or a clear, large floating sphere that'll create a deadly vortex that'll pull you in and crush you if you get too close. You have the burner and lava pits. These are basically just flame sprouts that shoot lava out of the ground if you get too close. The air springboard may be the one and only anomaly that won't kill you. This is an air springboard that when you step on it, it'll lift you slightly up into the air. There's also various electric anomalies. Now, these can appear on the floor, on the walls, even floating in the air. Then you have your gas and acid pools. Just like the electric anomalies, you can see this floating in the air, but these typically won't move around. They'll just be gas balls that are sitting in the air, or you can see acid puddles on the ground. You have other things like a flash explosion. When you get close to them, it feels like a concussion grenade or a flashbang goes off. It does a good amount of damage and it blinds you. And you also have anomalies that look like large gas bubbles floating in the air. And once you pop them, they'll do damage to you. And one of the most annoying, and I would say deadly anomalies, is the glass shards. This one, you may not see this one when you're walking around, but you will hear it. Once you walk into the glass shards, just like anything, it'll cut you and it'll cause bleeding. And if you keep on walking through it, it'll do some significant damage.